Hey guys, it's Mark from Migraine Professional, and today I'm going to be talking about the 7 warning signs you are on the edge of your migraine headache threshold. So it's important before we kind of get started to understand the differences between our two sides of our autonomic nervous system. So we have two sides. One is our sympathetic side, which is our fight or flight side, and the other is our parasympathetic side, which is our rest and digest side. So our sympathetic side, it's fight and flight. So it's whenever it gets activated, we are in a sense of danger, whether that be perceived danger, danger from trauma, danger that we have in the moment, or danger that our body feels like it's going through. It doesn't have to be real danger, it can just be perceived by the body, or perceived by our emotions, or perceived by our thoughts. So, whenever we are in the sympathetic, our body's mobilizing resources, it's increasing our stress hormones, and it's getting us ready to fight or to flee. And that's using up a lot of energy, a lot of resources. And then we have the parasympathetic side. That's our rest and digest side. And so that's the side where our body is bringing blood flow to the gut, it's helping us digest, it's helping us repair and renew and turn over our cells, it's helping our brain detoxify, and it's helping all our systems function better and build resources. So we want to make sure that we are closer to the parasympathetic than the sympathetic, because the more sympathetic that we are, the more stressed and the higher we are to our migraine threshold. So, the first one of our warning signs is fatigue. So this is a telltale sign that your body is sort of getting low on energy, and the first thing it does when it thinks it's in danger, when something is wrong, is it will start to reduce the amount of energy that you can put out into the environment. Because it wants you to bring your awareness inside, it wants you to become very introspective and sort of go within yourself and deal with whatever the problem is, deal with whatever's going on. So it brings you and it makes you kind of focus on what's going on inside. So fatigue is the first one. The next one is sleep. So sleep is really crucial, and so we might, if we exercise really hard, we might need, 10 hours of sleep that night instead of the 8 or 9 that we regularly need. But when we've been in a state of chronic stress, when our body's being pushed to the edge and it's really kind of stressed out and not dealing with the stress properly, it's not recovering from it, then our sleep will actually get disturbed, and we won't be able to take advantage of sleep and be prepared and sort of ready to have a nice, deep, full sleep. So that's the second sign. And then the third one is sort of getting minor headaches or sort of like undeveloped auras. And so that's kind of a sign that you're kind of right there on the threshold. So if the headache is just kind of in the back, it's just kind of sitting there, you can kind of feel it, but it's not really a headache, it's not really a migraine, it's just kind of like a dull pain there. Or if it's an aura, if you just kind of, you're getting some visual snow, or you're getting, maybe you see like a little bit of a blur or a little bit of a scotoma, then that's kind of a sign that you're kind of getting close to that threshold, and you need to make sure you support your foundations, which are taking the stress off of your body, and you're sort of lowering your trigger levels. And then number 4 is anxiousness and feeling wired and tired. So wired and tired happens when you feel like there is this danger or these things that you have to do in the future, but you don't feel sort of equipped to deal with them. You feel like they're coming on too quickly. You feel like you can't properly deal with them and take advantage of them. You're not in a good place to kind of deal with them. And so that's a key sign that your energy levels are dropping low. You have all of this stress kind of going on in the background of your mind, and your body's not able to cope. It's kind of right on the edge of that threshold. It's right on the edge of being able to maintain a normal state and maintain homeostasis. And so then number 5 is our HRV. So our HRV is our heart rate variability. So normally when we're healthy, in between our heart rates, our heartbeats, there's actually a wide variety of sort of variance. So sometimes we'll beat every second, sometimes every 1.1 seconds, sometimes 1.2, and it kind of changes up. It's always switching up. But the more unhealthy we are, the sort of closer to our threshold, the farther that we are into the sympathetic state and the stressed out state that isn't properly repairing, the tighter our HRV gets. So our heartbeats start getting very, very, very regular. It's almost like we don't have the room our heart doesn't have the room to kind of play around. It can't afford that little bit of room to kind of, that jiggle room to play around and kind of move in. So it starts getting very regular, very tight. And this can be measured through like a Fitbit or like an Aura ring or different heart rate variability measuring devices. And so number 6 is cravings. So one of the telltale signs that your body is starting to get drained, is starting to get very low on its resources and its ability to create energy and to deal with stress properly, and that you're getting very close to your threshold, is that you start getting cravings. So some of the most common cravings are sort of for sugars and for stimulants like coffee and chocolate and tea and very sugary things, because those are stimulants. Those are all very stimulating. Your body is trying to get energy, quick energy, easy energy. It's trying to get energy so it can deal with whatever's going on. And that will show up in the form of cravings. So it's important that you see, if you're starting to get lots of different cravings, maybe it's that your body isn't actually having a good time creating energy. It's starting to struggle, and you need to support it instead of just kind of feeding it these what are called empty fires, these stimulants that don't really add nutrition, but they just kind of rev up the body. And then number 7 is just a general feeling of overwhelm. So if you feel like you cannot deal with your life, you cannot deal with all the things going on, you're kind of almost hopeless, you don't feel like you can properly handle your life or your responsibilities or the things that are kind of going on in it, then that's a key sign that your threshold is getting your trigger levels are getting very high to your threshold, and you're kind of starting to balance on that edge of either maintaining homeostasis, or when you cross that threshold, kind of losing homeostasis and your body having to rouse up its resources, trigger a migraine, and start bringing more oxygen, more blood flow to the brain, kind of heal through the migraine. And so I kind of have a question. Let me know in the comments below. What do you find is sort of the most helpful thing that you found to kind of keep you below your threshold? What is that sort of self-care activity that you need that kind of helps you maintain your health and stay below your threshold? What's that thing that you have to do every day to make sure that you stay healthy, that you stay feeling good, and kind of stay below your threshold? So let me know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share. Thanks. Hey, it's Mark from Migraine Professional. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe in the bottom left corner so that others can find this information as well. If you want to learn more about migraines than you've ever known before and how to deal with them, make sure to go to our website. Thanks.